It's Ravi Rav right here. It's a Square Talk exclusive right here. And we're vibing in with CEO and generator of Thinkwell TV. We're speaking with none other than
Dinham right here in the flesh, spirit and mind.
obviously you've actually given us the guideline of what Thinkwell TV is all about, right? Now, with the introduction of Thinkwell TV and your re-emergence on the market, what can people expect from Thinkwell?
Well, you can expect to come here. I don't expect everybody to keep on coming, but once you come here, I need you to just understand the basis of the information that you will be provided with.
But then again, it's always necessary for you to recommend people to return. So why don't you expect people to return? Is it because your content ain't good?
No, the content is excellent, but then you have this thing where dependency. I don't want people to be dependent on me to make them feel better about themselves. I am just going to offer you the recipe for you to, prepare your own ingredients and make a meal out of your life.
Now, currently in 2026, we're seeing the social, we're seeing the economic, all different struggles affecting the people. What's your whole input and what's your, I would say, support for people in this day and time?
My support is offering nothing but my ideal and best wishes. Because I believe that there is nothing such as circumstances. Nothing as a condition that you cannot get over, because in the first place, your mind is the basis, is the catalyst of your mind and your heart, is the catalyst of whatever you conceive in the world. How you see the world is how you actually see yourself. You perceive the world based off of how you perceive yourself, your perception basically. So what I'm saying is, wherever you may be right now in your life, another final stop. Whatever battles you are fighting in your mind, or you feel like you fight a battle outside of life, it's not really a battle, it's just a battle with yourself within. So you have to go back within if you can come out the victor. So once you can see yourself as a victor within, outside, it'll be easy, it'll be a breeze.
Very well. In layman terms, basically saying that your thought is what actually dictates your direction. Always have a clean thought, and that's why we say think well. Now, going further on, right? We notice that there are some very catchy topics, and not to be the devil's advocate, but people would ask you, are you a life coach? Are you even qualified to render information to people? Because without qualification in this time and age, then it's null and void. Are you a qualified life coach? Are you a qualified mental health therapist? Are you a qualified public speaker? What do you bring to the table, or who gave you permission to, try to talk to these people and lead them in such a direction?
All right, so I feel like everybody have a calling in retrospect to them see themselves. Normally, somebody would have point out something within you where you can't even see yourself, right? So let's say me draw a 6 right here, so if I draw a 6 right here, on your end you see a 9, right? But in the case of who qualifies me or what qualifies me, we all have this internal source where we aspire to be called as God, right?
Yeah.
So with that God aspect then, I feel like, I know me qualified because me take the time out and me have the patience. It's like I sow a seed. So 5 years ago, I sow a seed of figuring out how the mind works, how the world, how it operates, right? What make people behave the way they behave, what cause all of this. When I just come here and see everything I go.
Doesn't heritage have to do a lot with how people behave?
Well,
and
not
genetics.
That's a part of it. You have something more, called quantum physics, where if you look at an object, or if you have an idea in mind, for the basis side, put it in like simplest forms. Yeah. If you have an idea, if you see something, right, that thing, that thought, when you give attention to it or you notice it, that is when you give it power, right? So anything you give your attention to, you give it power. So once you give it power, it will manifest, it will bring materialization in the physical sense. So you think about it, it will come like gas. You can't have ice without liquid. It comes in a trees, it's a triple. So you know them talk about
Solid liquid gas.
Not just a solid liquid gas, but God, Father, and the Son. Alright, let me say the Spirit and that. Basically, you have the mental, the spiritual, and the physical. So you have, just like what you said, I got the solid liquid and the gas.
Let's talk a little bit about the element or the characters that actually lay the way for you. I know there are influences or influence that would have actually been great in the psychological era. What are some of these influences that you would actually give tribute and respect to?
So you have the likes of Bob Proctor, the first person who did bring me attention to this, bring me awareness to this side of life, where you have a right way of thinking, which will bring nothing but miracles throughout your life and your existence, right? Because you are a miracle in itself. You wouldn't be, you're not there for this, nothing.
Yeah.
You're not there for just take up space. There's no such thing as space, as a matter of fact. Because just like when you go into the water, you have as above, so below. When you're in the water, right, you feel encased in the water. So just like how you're out now in the natural air, there is a force between me and you, but there isn't at the same time. Everything connected.
You seem very scientific and so forth. You know, it's one of the greatest, I would say, conspiracy theory, as they would have it, would be the existence of aliens, you know, and them type of things. Will you be delving into things like these for Thinkwell TV? Or is it just on a psychological basis that you'd be speaking?
Yeah, just on a psychological basis. Not in terms of like conspiracy theory. Most of the information I'm going to put out, it will seem like it's right on them tides there, but no, it's nothing like a theory. It is in fact factual. You can do your own research. The science backs it up, spirituality backs it up, nature backs it up. So I'm not talk off of the top of my head.
Alright.
So I always wonder how people get rich and like how miracles happen, how a man can have cancer and just automatically get healed after a set amount of time. You know, people can say, the doctor can say, him give you 3 months to live, and all of a sudden you beat them 3 months and gone over 10 years, 5 years. Your subconscious mind do that. You have a healing factor in your body.
So you're basically saying that people can literally stay home without a doctor's visit, and they can utilize the healing mind within their mind.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
And feel better.
Feel better. You have to feel it first, you have to know
The
it.
views that are expressed are not those of Ravel Ghostline Network. Viewers' discretion is advised. So basically, that's your vibe. So when you have emergency, do you stay at home and think yourself well?
Well, it's not just a cut and clear yes or no type of thing. It's a sequence of, just like I said before, you have your ingredients. You have to utilize the ingredients. You have to utilize the capabilities of not only your mind, but also your body.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure say everything in unison. So your spiritual self, your mental self, and your physical self.
Now, mental health itself is one of the greatest things in Jamaica. Men are crying out now. Men are afraid to express themselves, and you know that's a big concern among women. We see a lot of murders, you know, homicides to be exact, you know. Men taking away women in some of the most gruesome ways. What do you think contributes to those domestic abuse and, you know, further on murder of women?
Well, I can't speak in direct reasons of why them thing that happen, because they have conditions that can take place that I don't know what bring forth them thing there, but I know for the most part you have the negative side of life.
Yeah.
You can't have a positive without a negative side, right? So you have these instincts. You have your basic human instincts where, you know, you go hungry, you just want food. You go tired, you just want sleep. You want shelter from like the natural weather conditions, so you just go and find shelter. So them basic human impulses there live and dwell in every man, woman and child, right? So in terms of morality, a man's morality solely depends upon him values where him take place in you know, wherever him rest most of him attention.
Yeah.
So your environment is another thing that can shape you. So in a man's environment where he would condition a certain way with him thoughts and like him actions, him environment just shape him to be like either, as you say, them monstrous type of activity that you call them heinous crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like the negative side of life bring forth them atrocities there. The mental thoughts were now move in resonance of like health, wealth, perfect expression. Yeah, man. At the other side of life that where you have these monstrosities that go on.
Comprehension is key in everything, you know. Very intellectual, we can't doubt that. But will you be able to flex or to navigate your information in layman terms? In other words, make it easier for persons who may not have that level of intellectual, compass.
Yeah, I have the capacity to do that, man. In terms of like, make the average man understand all of what I say. Yeah, I can do that.
Because that's something important that I think a lot of people would raise. They'd be like, yeah, I talk good and stuff, but I don't understand what I say.
Like politician language.
Yeah, they're saying people would say you're probably talking like a politician. So, is it that you're going to do different phases of Think Well, or you're just going to do it on one phase to say, okay, you speak in one way where everybody can understand, or will you be doing different parts of your episodes, one for the persons who are not that quick on understanding, and one for the higher intellects?
Well, in terms of doing all of that, yeah, I gotta make sure so everybody can understand and can get followed through from the basics. Just like you have ABCs so the kids them can say it and sing it. Definitely.
Oh, let's take a look on the little journey that you're taking. You started off maybe a year or two ago, Think Well TV, and along the journey we see transitions. We don't want to be too much on the controversy, but with the transition now, we see that you're a one-man band. What happened? There was a duo before?
Oh no, well, Think Well TV was always originated through me and by me, in terms of cooperating with other people. I like to branch off and ensure that other people can show me a different perspective, because it's not just my way of life.
Right. Now, collaboration. It seems you're open to collaboration. Currently doing some collaboration with Ghost Eye Network. I'm just the man behind the camera. Listen, what about persons, you probably need a co-host.
Yeah.
I mean somebody to interact, ask the questions, and to pull your brain and to oppose you. Are you looking into a co-host for Think Well TV?
That is open for discussion.
Right.
But yeah, that definitely would need a co-host.
Female or male,
I have a co-host that's supposed to be in Florida right now.
Yeah.
Kimmy and Buddies on TikTok. Right?
Oh, okay.
So whenever we can sort out arrangements to start a podcast, we'll definitely be doing that.
So what about on the local ground right here? Probably that co-host is not available. Are you willing to, at any given moment, give somebody else the opportunity?
Oh, definitely. Whether it be male
temporarily,
Yeah, whether it be male or female.
Right.
I don't have a prejudice between gender.
Can you name some of the current programs out there that you would say relate to your program or are similar to what you have?
You can check out Neuro Knowledge, YouTube.
You might want to use your microphone a little bit.
You can check out Neuro Knowledge from YouTube.
Right.
Just like I said before, you have Bob Proctor. He preaches Think and Grow Rich. You have the book Think and Grow Rich. You can grab that too as well.
Are you an author?
No, in the future though.
In the future? Because most people like yourself, they preach a whole lot and they tell a whole way how to live, and then they say, come here, buy my book.
Oh no, I'm not going to do that.
So you're not a part of that?
If so be the case, I would have the YouTube, because YouTube practically free.
True.
Yeah, so I am just doing my part where I have encountered, I've become aware of information that is very much the truth, because you can have misinformation.
Right.
So this information is in fact credible.
So let's talk about the frequency. Think Well TV is a company itself. Is there a special name for your program? Is it still Think Well?
Oh,
What's the name of your program?
It's a good thing you ask. Think Well TV across the board.
Okay, so it's Think Well TV. That's the name of the company. And Think Well TV is the name of the program as well.
Name of the program as well.
Okay. So on Think Well TV, the program, right? What's the frequency? How often will we see this air?
Well, every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. What about public holidays on a Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday you'll see it here. All right. Is it that you're going to change your physical location every now and then? You know, are you thinking about going into schools and having this discussion? Are you thinking about probably moving into, you know, facilities, other facilities, you know, workplaces and so forth? Or is it just this location that you'll be coming from, basically?
Well, for the near future, whenever I think of TV, it's a global masterpiece. You might not see right now, but I'm telling you, we're going to be on CVM, Sunrise, TVJ News, right across the board.
TVJ News.
TVJ News, letting you know that.
For the good reasons.
Wait, it's Smile Jamaica. That's
Smile Jamaica is on TVJ and then CVM at Sunrise.
TVJ News are still do the broadcasting, you know.
Still the broadcasting?
Still do the broadcasting, you know. Because we're out here to do the work. I change lives.
While changing lives, you know, a lot of people, they come into contact with your content. They become so connected. And they feel like they'd reach out to you for one-on-one sessions. You know, whilst you have already made it clear that you're not a therapist or so forth, are you interested in providing that length of service to persons who are interested, you know, outside of your regular programming?
I want to highlight a word we just use when I say interested. Definitely so. As long as you're interested, because it's going to take your conscious effort and your willpower to ensure that your attention is geared towards the right direction in your life. You know, if I tell you that, well, let's say you tell me that you have a bad habit, right?
Yeah.
Let's say smoking. I have a bad habit of smoking, and I want to quit smoking. Can you say with 100% certainty that you will quit smoking if I tell you that so you can't smoke for, let's say, a week, and you can discipline yourself in terms of not smoking for a week? Then I can't work with you.
So basically, you're not of much help then?
No.
People have to have the willpower for you to help them.
That's right.
Wow.
I can't only knock on the door to take you for answer that door. Now open it and let me in, you know.
Let's talk a little bit about leisure. Leisure for a lot of persons, you know, we live in such a beautiful paradise, Jamaica. Persons travel to Jamaica for mental reset. Persons who live in Jamaica can't afford to do it. Do you believe that Jamaica is a mentally safe and comfortable society?
Yes.
And why?
I'm going to say yes and no. Yes, because the natural essence of the island, no, when I say natural, the people are included as well. But at the same time, as I stated, they don't have positive without the negative, they don't have left without the right.
Yeah.
You have another way of thinking, you have a definite way of thinking, and life follows your definite thought. So if you are thinking from a place of lack where a lot of the culture leaning towards the ghetto, you hear a man say, oh, nothing go on for him, and then him are there in a surrounding where everybody else thinks say, oh, a real thing, you know, nothing go on, because them not see, nothing go on, right? And from my vantage point in our life now, where I look on it and know how the mechanics of the world work, you see with your mind, basically. Because you don't feel lead with the eyesight, you feel lead with mindset. And God stated, say, you don't feel walk by, you know, sight, if you walk by faith.
Right.
So,
very interesting information that you have presented so far on Think Well, the direction, and all of that. Now, one of the most interesting questions, and I guess this is coming from the social media. Social media wants to know, do you see yourself as mentally fit and ready? Because a lot of these people, you know, you'd be surprised. They have some of the best shows and so forth. And then when you do a research and a couple of years down the line, these are people who are suffering from their own issues, you know. Were you in such a state of these issues, mental and whatever issues, that you have overcome and now you've made a decision to help people? Or is it a case that you're still fighting and you're trying to teach people while you fight?
all right, so I like that question. I love that question actually, because look upon it, you have copycats, right? You have people that are out here see something. Like how you have China-made brands.
Yeah.
You have the big brand and you have a China-made brand. It's not always the same quality material. They just put together something and throw it out there. So, me, to answer that question, I use myself through reference. I used to live life through default. Right? I just get up, I just go with the tide. I just go with it flow. Just like how I stated earlier, and you'd have an environment where you hear people say nothing go on,
right.
and things always are going on just because you not pay attention to the right things and more go on, right? So, me, upon my side, may I stay so, may acquire the information. Me use it in a practical manner. What works for me, it works for me. What might work for you works for you, right? Because you decide. Once you make a decision, your conviction play a role through your faith. Because faith is knowing. Real faith is knowing. Active faith is knowing, say, oh, all right, then I do the work where I plant the seed. I have an idea, I have a definite thought. Me emotionally charge that idea with knowing, say, all right, then, yeah, man. Because life work with how you maintain yourself and magnify yourself. So if you think about yourself as a winner and you maintain that idea, you will get that. I reference now, look on Tanto Blocks. Them man that say I'm rich from Magnum days, right?
Right. I'm sorry.
Him rich right now, bro. Him rich out. You can't tell him say I'm not rich.
Sure.
So him prophesied from before nobody else could have seen it, because him there to see it. You have to prove it to yourself before the world can prove it to you. And that's a quote from Narrow Knowledge.
I think L.A. Lewis is the same.
Civil Star
L.A.
General.
Lewis and Tanto Blocks.
So we see it. Enough time we see it and we say them people quote unquote.
People see them as quote unquote. Mad. Right.
And conspiracy theories and all these other things.
Right.
But yeah, now question when you hear a man and make billions.
Right.
Or you make billions. You know, you get to make minimum wage, and you wonder, oh, this man I make billions. Yeah, and him have the same blood. Well, you know, you have different blood types, but same human beings, right? You're not cut off from the same miracles where a next man can create.
So you don't believe that there are hurdles or barriers for the poorer class of society?
Them set it so, because more the hard. Faith works like this. If me and you, let's start off with one. I Tinkle TV, my thing, right?
Yeah.
Me have faith in it, right? Subscribers them would subscribe if me never have no faith in it. Nobody would there watch if me never have no faith in it. If me never start this thing, it would there. So basically, me push off the little boat offshore. I'm there, me ask through. And I say, no, so me need a ship here now. I say, no, I'm going to park up this, build it up, and put a little boat on top of a ship, right? So like a moment. What do they call it? A memento? Yeah, man, a memento. You know, like a little a statue for say, yeah, man. Like a statue of liberty, man. Yeah. So that's what I say. Faith now, everybody else see it and believe in it. It will take off further. So when I talk about the ghetto now, everybody have this idea or concept and then believe in it. And your belief, as I say, is like you know, say it if it's true. Like single mother culture, the culture of having like more than one girl. They say a girl is.
So it's a ghetto culture?
No, the ghetto culture, because it works the same way right across the board all over the world. Culture overall, if you push a narrative and several people or majority of people believe in that narrative there, it will be true.
And it becomes a culture.
Yeah, it will manifest.
People, right.
It will manifest. So like how them say black people, you have ideas or thoughts about black people, and then the black people and them for themselves think it for be true. Them are going to experience it because them think it for be true. A subconscious mind can't determine whether or not something real or fake. It just deal with what you consider and what you think about frequently. Especially if you're emotional about it, you charge that thought there and then it manifests.
What are some of the topics? What are the 4 main topics that you're literally looking to close in on for the month of June through to July? I guess those 4 topics are very great pillars for you.
First, we have to bestow back some honor upon ourselves, so self-worth.
Self-worth?
Yeah, I want to touch upon self-worth, confidence, faith. Because faith and confidence tie into each other. But more give the step-by-step layout and identity as well.
So self-worth, confidence, faith, and identity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very much great pillars that you have.
By the way, I know enough people ask me their song a lot of my split. This don't dictate who I am, right? Just as though nothing dictates who you are, you dictate who you are and who you can be, right? So if you have a bad habit, as I say, it's not really a bad habit, you just have vices in your life. You decide if you can cut it off or keep it. If you not serve it, that is.
With the current state of things, because I have to always go into currency, you know.
I've moved with the times. I'm not medieval times right now, and another times are the gladiators. So right now, I offer time right now. Our time.
Principle versus respect.
Principle versus respect.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's respect.
Why is respect greater than principle?
Well, the principle I think right now, my mother and my father are Christian, so they would have a principle where they live by. Them not smoke, them not deal with nothing secular, right? And me deal with like things of that nature. But from time to time, I like have fun, right? Not meaning say, oh, this is all I do for fun, but you know, it's a part of me. And you're forever changing every day, every moment. Time, moment by moment, they are change. So respect now, you have boundaries within respect. With principle, I don't feel like principle carry a boundary. I feel like it come with a sense of dictatorship where you want to be above me or you want to have power in a situation where, in a respect, two people that have power right there. So because we set up like a negotiation, we come to terms with understanding. So respect.
So respect is the greater good. Is there one person in your lifetime, whether it's through school, whether it's through work, community, that one person that has left an impact on you that you'll never forget? And what was that impact like?
That changed my perspective.
Yeah. Whether they taught you something or just the way they treated you, it made you really feel honored, basically, as an individual.
First what come to mind right now, a friend of mine, like a brother, Roger McPherson, right now. The only person that come to my mind. See it, I have other bro G's in there, but in terms of...
What's the age gap between you and Roger? I don't think you guys are the same age.
No, I think like a year apart. Yeah, that's like a year apart. Yeah.
Okay. What's the impact, communicating with a Roger? What are some of the teachings that you would have gathered? Don't say weed smoking.
No, I know weed smoking. I don't like that one. It never, alright. It's in terms of like, I'm tell you, I usually live my life by default. Just have go with the tide. Him did usually point out certain things. I usually aspire. I usually respect, admire the way how him did live life casual. Like him just do him feel like for them. I say, hold on, you can't do that. Like the man have a please, him not have no people pleasing bone in him body. Them man they say, oh, you can be kind, but he not nice. The man say, blood not. I could do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, you can't condition certain ways when you come up. I live by default, brother. I just suck on every, bro. It's like a sponge. You are like a sponge, right? If you're not aware. If you don't aware, and if you don't take your attention and your time and your energy, if you use it for things that serve you and benefit you for your greater good, you're gonna lose out there, and you're gonna blame external entities. You're gonna blame people. You're gonna blame spirits. You're gonna blame God. You're gonna blame life. Yeah, and you can't. I want to take accountability. So them man they teach you to take accountability basically.
In the modern social media platform that we have and the modern social media movement, it is views versus content. And I'm going to give you the floor right here for you to expound more. Content is basically what you produce for people to watch and keep them entertained. And views is the reward. So let's put it this way. Views versus strong or loyal viewers.
Like a family-based type thing. Yeah,
so I'm a community. Interested in the amount of views?
Fuck the views. I'm more be like a community. I like for bringing my type of people, right? Because this me really bring forward this thing. If I have people where them out here struggle, bro, and them think them a struggle, and the whole thing I hold them back from actually I live them life.
Is that mine? is their mind.
Exactly the way how them a
Yes.
perceive things, them attention,
Yeah.
how them a see themselves, them self-worth, as I said, and them a self-doubt themselves.
Yeah.
They are doubting themselves. So self-doubt, that is another topic too.
So this is the introduction of Think Well TV, re-emerging to serve Jamaica better on a greater palette. And not to mention, we must remember the 4 palettes. And we said self-confidence,
Self-doubt.
self-doubt. What are the other palettes that you will be pressing on coming forward?
Yeah,
You said confidence.
Yeah, identity and faith.
Okay. So self-doubt,
The confidence,
confidence,
the identity,
identity,
and your faith.
and your faith. So the 4 pillars coming to you right here at Think Well TV. Stay tuned, get connected, and learn more from the life coach and aspiring mental therapist, Mr. Daniel Dinham, for Think Well TV.
You want them why I always said so? Why I them say? I saw my for new chat.
No, brother, not follow me. You know the best thing.